Hey guys, welcome back. Unfortunately, I have some rather frustrating news for you guys. I did just record my first campaign, my first ever video for a campaign. It was with Clan Scry and It's a Claw, but annoyingly, the voice recording from my microphone didn't record, so I've just finished about an hour-long episode for you guys, which is going to be episode 1. I know it was promised today that I was putting that through, but I've just tried to upload it, and for some reason the sound's not working. Which is super frustrating. So I'm going to try and get that on. Try my best to get on tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going to have time, so it might have to be early next week after I finish work. So I thought, well, I might as well at least chuck up, a multiplayer battle just to let you guys know what's happening. And don't worry, that campaign is coming. It's just a bit frustrating because I've just done, the whole hour of kind of recording, but it didn't record any of my vocals, which is super frustrating. However, I do have some good news, which I'll drop at the end of the video. But for now, let's just hop into this battle. So I'm going to be playing the Lizardmen. And these guys aren't my usual build, which is quite nice. However, I've gone a little bit cheesy and a little bit revenge because I am in a bad mood. So I've gone for 5 units of Temple Guard. I'm not sure if this is allowed in tournament play. I think you're definitely allowed 4. So I would just replace one with the Regiment Renowned Saurus if I had to. One of them is being the Star Chamber Guardians with the 18% physical resist. And for my Lord kind of squadron here, I have gone for the red-crested skink chief this time instead of Tehenowin, so mix up a little bit, go a little bit cheaper. Now this guy can be super powerful. He has his own ability, which makes him stronger, which is like the red-crested something. See if I can get it up down the side here. No, I'm just going to click on Chamber Guardians. No, there we go. So he does have the Warrior Crest, plus 44 melee attack and 27 defense, which is crazy high. However, I've also given him 2 potions. This one gives him plus 40% armor piercing and weapon damage, and the Opal Amulet, plus 22 damage resistance. So if any big nasty lords charge into you, or big kind of hard-hitting units, you just pop all those buffs in one go, and you can tank anything. I mean, seriously, he is one of the best duelists in the whole game, which is surprising, because he's just this little skink. But with those buffs, it really helps. Here's his usual friend next to him, the Feral Carnosaur, and here's the big real kind of, idea behind the army. There's Lord Kroak on his little floating chair there, the undead slam. Now he is going to be dropping his spells. So as you guys know, he only has the 1 spell, done over 3 different levels. The Deliverance of Itzan. It's a big kind of bomb spell. So you drop it down, it explodes outwards, doesn't do any friendly damage, does a lot of damage to enemy, and it's super good against vampire counts. So the idea here is that everyone blobs up on these Temple Guard and you just drop those giant damaging spells and wreck their front line. Now my opponent here, on the flanks, he has gone for some Direwolves and Blood Knights in a little pairing on both sides. That's quite good. Direwolves can hunt, kind of light infantry down and tie stuff up before the Blood Knights get in and do some real damage. There's a little flying corps of Vargheists back here, and his front line is mainly Skeleton Spearmen by the looks of it. Yep, Skeleton Warriors, and Skeleton Spearmen. Now for his damage, he does have 2 units of Crypt Horrors, and for his lord he has Vlad von Karstein, the tankiest lord of all time. If you watch my last free-for-all, you'll realise that guy does not go down easily. So both armies are going to be, advancing towards each other now. And yeah, as I said, my main idea is I want them to blob around, I want them to struggle, to try and get through to Kroak, and he's just going to drop these spells, and these spells do a crazy amount of damage to Vampire Count infantry. It's really powerful. Now the reason I go with Red-Crested Skink and the Carnosaur is I feel a lot of people are going to try and snipe out Kroak, and without Kroak, my army doesn't really have too much punch, and you can grind through the Temple Guard with cheaper units if you just outnumber them so much. So the Carnosaur is here to guard him in case my opponent has brought Terrorgeists, and the Red-Crested Skink kind of does the same job, plus him being a tank means my Carnosaur doesn't have to babysit, too many units in one go. So as expected, my opponent is coming in, and he's going to be wrapping around the sides trying to get a full surround of my army. But these are Temple Guard, they do not care. The 2 flanks have pushed forwards into these Crypt Horrors. They're anti-large, so that's a pretty good matchup for them. The opponent is going to be filtering some of these Skeleton Warriors. You can see the Carnosaur goes one way, the Red-Crested Skink goes the other way, just to do a lot of damage. Unless he didn't have anything which is going to come and snipe out Kroak, so it's all good for them to jump at the front line. Here we see the first Deliverance of Itzan popping in. It's not been the best position there, however, it still wrecks these Crypt Horrors who are already a bit damaged, and these Skeleton Warriors, and helps break the leadership of these guys, who are now going to start to, crumble as they do. They don't run away. My opponent is responded by trying to drop a hill. Temple Guard are munching this front line. They just do not care. Skeleton Warriors really can't do much. And my opponent is trying to overload this left flank, take out my lord and this, beleaguered unit over here. The Star Chamber Guardians are just sitting on Kroak, being his, ultimate protector, just in case anything too bad does go off. I've popped all the buffs on this Red Crystal Sphinx. Look how much crazy buffs he has. He's now super powerful and he can be flinging Vlad all around the place. However, Vlad is very tanky. I do decide to bring the consort over. Got a little bit scared that my opponent was going to be able to snipe at my Lord. He's coming over to do the usual bodyguard him. I'm going to be casting another spell here. So Kroak actually does have technically 2 spells. Only one uses magic, the other is the Supreme Shield of the old one. With this massive bubble of resistance there, which is very nice, and it gets most of my army in one go. Now over on the right hand side, there is just one unit of Temple Guards holding down these 3 units. They're really not going to struggle too much though. Skeleton Warriors will slowly grind them down, so that flank's pretty much secure. The main fight is going over here, and as you can see I drop another Deliverance for Itza here. It's not best suited for destroying Blood Knights, but as you see, Direwolves just disappear completely. The Skeleton Warriors have been broken, and the Blood Knights do still take damage from it, so it's not too bad. And the battle is going very well for me. But Power of Balance is starting to lead in my favour. My opponent is coming with a nice rear charge here. He's brought those Blood Knights and Hounds back round the flank, and these Blood Knights are returning. Council has leapt in, and he's got himself a little bit isolated now for my Temple Guard. I do try and bring him back in. The Blood Knights are quite good against large units. However, the Consul, he does pay his own dues and can fight back quite effectively. Kroak's just going to be floating through these Star Chamber Guardians. My opponent did try and snipe him out with Blood Knights, so I just float through, and these guys aren't going anywhere. The elite of the elite, they're great at taking down Blood Knights. They are large. These guys have halberds and are anti-large. Also magic damage, which is quite nice. You see if they're blue glowing lightsaber halberds there. One does get thrown to the floor there, but I'm sure I'll be back up. Become a bit of a grind press on this left hand side, and as you can see on the right hand side, the Temple Guard holding the line as they do. That's their main bit. Get some nice close-up shots now. The Temple Guard loyally guarding the Slan here, and then it's going to be crushing these Skeleton Warriors. With that, it looks like my opponent is starting to crumble pretty bad. He's still got some of these Blood Knights coming in. However, Star Chamber Guardians will be having none of them. Now going to be slowly breaking them down. He's trying to pick off the Carnosaur, and like I said before, Blood Knights, yes, they are very good against Carnosaur. However, Carnosaur packs a big punch, and you can be hitting them back rather well. One more Deliverance is being popped down here, but my opponent is crumbling, and it looks like he crumbles just in time to avoid that. But that is it, guys. This is a super nasty build, but it's very nice to play. Let's go see the end stats. So the way this build works is it's basically a Death Star, which is kind of the classic term used in Total War, where you use a small tanky army and they all kind of buff each other up, so it's hard to break. As you can see, I really didn't take too much damage, only 58 losses. However, they are all, valuable Temple Guard, those losses. They all did huge amounts of damage, up against, fairly chaffy units. But Lord Kroak there, you could see I missed, not necessarily missed a lot of the magic spells he blocked down, but they weren't necessarily always in the best position, sometimes hitting Blood Knights rather than the infantry is what you really want to kind of grind out. However, he still got 269 kills. And that's quite a short battle. Over a long span, he can get even more. And yeah, he's great. I really like this build. I think it's super tough for Counts to take down. I'm not actually 100% sure what I would do if I was Counts, even if I knew my opponent was bringing this build. I mean, you can't snipe out their leadership because he's just so tanky, this guy, and he's a good duelist in his own right. You can't snipe out Kroak easily because these two are protecting him, the Carnosaur and my Lord. And Temple Guard are really nasty to try and fight. I mean, you can try and take them down with repeated cycle charges from Blood Knights, but Temple Guard are good against Blood Knights, they're anti-large. Maybe Grave Guard with great weapons is the way to go. However, in that case, the opponent is just going to drop Kroak. He's just going to drop those spells on top of those Grave Guards. So yeah, I really enjoy using this list. Very well played to Empire Union, though. I'm very sorry to use this very dirty list against you. You fought very well, fought to the death. I hope to meet you again on ladder. Now, would I recommend this build to a beginner? I would. I mean, against Vampire Counts. Again, not against much else. But it's just super designed to kind of take down Counts. It's very powerful. However, it is a bit cheesy, I feel. I did feel a little bit dirty using it. But, I want to get revenge for the lack of voice recording in that last video. So I was like, quickly, I'll jump on a battle and just get something recorded. So at least I have some content for you guys. So yeah. Big apologies about the Skaven campaign not being up to date like it was meant to be. I did try and I recorded it. It's about an hour and it ended perfectly as well. It was so good. But at least I can, not make some of those early game mistakes I made before. I'll try my best to get the episode up tomorrow before I go to work. However, it may end up being up Tuesday, but either tomorrow or Tuesday. But the good news, I do have a very good announcement. I have a Patreon page now. For you guys who don't know what Patreon is, it's a website where you guys can support the channel. So you can give donations or you can become a member. Now, don't worry, this isn't just like me, begging for money for free. You do get a few bonuses by becoming a member on Patreon. You guys can be able to vote in polls, speak to me directly, and basically dictate in which way my channel goes. So what content you guys want, I will put up polls, for future campaigns, future DLCs I'll be getting, and you guys can vote to see which one comes first. So you guys can, design the content of this channel yourselves. I think membership it's a monthly subscription, but you guys can choose how much you want to donate, I'm pretty sure. So you can just do £1 if you want, and it all helps. And all the money, it's not coming to me, it's all going straight back into the game, and it's going to be, me slowly buying all those DLCs. I'm missing quite a few from the first Total War, and all the ones from this Total War, apart from the Lizardmen, and Skaven. I had to get the Lizardmen, they're my favourites. So cheers guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll leave in the description down below a link to the Patreon account. Massive thanks for all the support so far. Leave comments, like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. You know what to do. And I'll see you next time. Peace, guys.